Namaskar. I'm Prakash Zob. Welcome to Prakash on Basics. The Indian subcontinent is the birthplace of many religions, those that have flourished even up to today, and many lost or just have a minor trace or have been absorbed or have merged. The religion word is talked of sometimes in India as the word Dharma, which is often used to really mean religion. The Western concept of religion does not have a perfect synonym in Sanskrit or in Indian languages. We always talk of the Dharma. Though most of us use this word, Dharma, implying the same meaning even today in our day to day context. Let us try and understand the word Dharma from the Hindu perspective and of their scriptures. Dharma is like an elephant, defined by a number of blind people, each giving some idea but never complete. Some wise person has to put all that together to give the true picture. Dharma for humans is the ideal way of living according to the prevalent social norms. Everything has its own dharma, the living, the non living. For those without rational thinking, dharma means natural behavior or response. That would be for plants or animals. Humans who have rational thinking can decide between right and wrong, good and bad. They have their own morals and ethics. For them, dharma is what is ideal based on all these factors. They're different for both. Understanding that is very simple. A sage was performing oblations in a river. It is known as Arghya, and down drifted a scorpion. So the sage picked him up, and instantaneously the scorpion stung him. It fell off his hands, started drowning, and the sage again picked him up, and then again it stung. And this happened 3 or 4 times. And his shishya, his disciple who was standing next to him, said, "O sage, why are you doing this?" He said, "It is the dharma of the scorpion to sting, and it is my dharma to save those who are drowning." So, natural instinct could be one issue, but for the wise, the intelligent, dharma has a far more important meaning. And this dharma can be categorized also. It could be grihastha dharma, that of the family person, or stri dharma, that is for the ladies, or the raj dharma, the royal dharma, and many more that we have around us. So the one that decides behavior on the basis of correct rules is dharma. A more appropriate definition was given in the Mahabharata. A yaksha questioned Yudhishthir, the eldest of the Pandavas, what is dharma? Yudhishthir, by the way, is the son of Yamadharma, Dharma himself. And so Yudhishthir thought and said, Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano ye nagata sapanthaha. The principles and the rules of Dharma are hidden in a dark cave, difficult to grasp. So follow the path, the behavior of the wise, the elders, the learned, and that is the path of Dharma. The words of the wise in the scriptures and traditions must therefore be accepted as the standards of Dharma. They are all referred to as the Mahajanas. The definitions of Dharma are dynamic, flexible, and adaptable. Since the opinions of the wise would naturally change with time and ages, they reflect the accepted ideal norms of that particular period. So the Dharma adapts, modifies itself, but the definition of follow the Mahajanas still remains the same. In the Vedic tradition, performing yajna was itself the Dharma. So ritualism dominated. It grew to become unbearable. Sacrifices, resources, funds, time, all this was felt to be unnecessary by the wise. Thinking as well as behavior norms therefore changed for the better. Upanishadian philosophy came ahead, came to the forefront. In addition, new religions came ahead also, like Jainism and Buddhism. There were other minor ones also, but let's keep them aside. Even these had drawbacks, and their shortfalls led to a rethink, a readaptation. This brought the Pauranic Dharma and then the Sanatana Dharma to the forefront. What they are, I'll talk of sometime later. But if you think carefully, aren't all these still a part of the original Hindu Dharma? That's what they are. Dharma was no longer restricted to just yajna and rituals. If whatever is good for the society is a part of your duty, then that is your dharma. This is the definition of Rajadharma, the dharma of the king. Naturally, for that protection of the subjects' welfare is the prime duty of a king. He is said to be the upholder of dharma, dharma rakshaka, as it is called, the dharma of his kingdom. And later on, as societies were evolving, once the ashram system that categorizes humans into 25-year spans, um, this, when it stabilized, the first three stages were defined as the shoulders on which dharma rested firmly. Trayo dharma skandha is what was said. The student phase, the family phase, and the retirement phase. Proper following of the duties in these was the true support for dharma. The ideal behavior was most important. And Manu talks of Shruti, Smruti, Puranokta, the ones mentioned in the Shrutis, the Smrutis, the Puranas. That should be Dharma. But he goes further. If Shruti, Smruti, Purana, Aptavakya, Aptavakya means the advice of the wise, caring ones. If they do not clarify your intended action, only then and then you must do what is beneficial to one's own self. That is the dharma. But that too, provided it does not harm others. So, thus you can see that dharma evolved to yajna dharma, behavior dharma, and finally it was told as the Atma Darshan, self realization through enlightenment. And that final step was through Vedanta, the teachings from the Upanishads. I had mentioned sometime that uh, Indian time span is divided into yugas, or very big scales. In Manusmriti, Manu says that in each age, the prime dharma is different. In the first, the Kruta Yuga, tapa, that is contemplation and penance, is the most important dharma. In Treta Yuga, jnana, that is knowledge, is the prime dharma. In Kali Yuga, that is the present times, it is dan and donation. And the one that has just gone by, the Dwapara Yuga, it was the yajnas. That was the most important part of your dharma. And today, if you think carefully, it's donating things that give us the most pleasure. And what is it that is ours that we can really give? Blood and body organs too. And that too after your death. What better dan can be than these? The dharma is flexible, practical, and it is realistic. Bruhaspati tells the king, don't base your decisions on the Shastras, that is the books on Dharma, because they are traditional. For they may not always be the best of advice for your decisions. They might harm your own Dharma. So be cautious and use them wisely. So wise were those people. Today, there are those who curse the Manusmriti. They apply today's norms to judge the concepts of dharma prevalent that time. They have no understanding of the true dynamic nature either of the dharma, of the great or the great insight and logic that was put forward by Manu in his Manusmriti. From personally beneficial to the good of all. Sarve sukhinas santu, sarve santu niramaya. Striving for the good of all is the true dharma. We all need to follow that. May all be contented. May all be free of darkness of every sort. That then is the true dharma. It was the true dharma at that time, and I'm sure you will realize that it is the dharma even today. Friends, I've been uploading lectures for a past nearly 6 months now, more than 6 months, every Saturday. A lot of my friends have not been able to keep pace. So now I'm going to upload on every alternate Saturday. There's the second aspect. Right in the beginning, I had mentioned that I would start talking on basic sciences and basic technologies. I'm going to start that now. That I'll begin once a month initially and shift to fortnightly after a few months. Please do give me a feedback on that too. If you have appreciated the concept of Dharma, pass on this concept to your friends also. Like and subscribe to this channel. Share the information with as many people as possible. Let us try and make everyone happy and everyone free from darkness of knowledge. Sarvehe sukhinas santu. Sarve santu niramaya. Namaskar. Till we meet again next time. 15 days hence. Namaskar.